Hello everyone, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle, and today I have my final round of this round robin of death at the London Chess Classic. And yeah, I actually don't have too much time because I have a friend coming over to train some chess in person, and then we will get a late lunch and then head over to the venue. So yeah, just going to do a very quick few intermediate woodpecker puzzles to kind of get warmed up. My stream is reconnecting. Okay, looks like we're back on. I don't know if I can do anything to fix this, to be honest. I'm just glad my lessons were all right. Yeah, no, my stream froze, right. So just to say again that, yeah, I recorded a video yesterday recapping some of the experience. So I will do a proper video to be uploaded very soon on my tournament. But I will mention just that the tournament is going better. I won my game yesterday, so hopefully we can keep this going into next round. Although I am playing the tournament winner, who has won all 4 of their games so far, Leon Lebedev. So it's going to be a very interesting experience to see if I can knock a half point or a whole point off this guy. So yeah, let's just get into some training. Probably I have to go in around 10-15 minutes anyway. Okay, I might even have a bit more time. Let me write a quick message to my friend, and then I'll get back to the stream. Okay, cool. So yeah, I should actually have a little bit more time. So let's do some proper training. Let me get chat back up. Sound is cutting to 0 intermittently. That's not great. Texting during chess training is mad. I know, such a rebel. Okay, let's get into this. Let me make sure that the stream is working again. Yeah, apologies for the disconnections. I think it should be fine now. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so yeah, I haven't really begun thinking about this one. I just opened it and was setting up the stream instead. So okay, we've got Karpov against Gonzalez, Queen Rook Rook Knight Knight Bishop against Queen Rook Rook Knight Knight Bishop. We've got 7 against 7. What is there to note? So their king looks a little bit weak with the pawn f6, although we don't have a light squared bishop. Our king does have an x-ray on us, but their pieces are very far away. Their pieces are kind of a bit passive, I feel, as well. Maybe if they have a couple moves, they can kind of like improve their pieces, so maybe we want to be quick. There's also this tension between the f and g pawns. Pressure on f6. Pressure on the knight, defense, pressure, big pressure on f6. Maybe some x-rays with the rooks. Maybe an x-ray back this way. Fine, okay, so in this position, are there also any loose pieces? A loose rook on e8. A loose bishop on h4. Okay, so... Okay, what checks do we have? We've got knight e7, knight f6, other knight to f6, knight h6. What about captures? We got queen takes c4, knight takes e7, and knight takes f6, which were also checked. Bishop takes f6, also a capture. And then threats. Let me make sure I'm connected to the right Wi-Fi as well. Okay, perfect. Threats. Maybe somehow e5 could be a threat. Also, f takes g6 as a capture, which I forgot to mention. So, okay, let's begin with our checks real quick. Knight e7, they just take back with the queen. Surely that's nothing. Knight f6. I guess we can take like this, but it doesn't look so promising. Maybe we should take with the bishop first. If they take back, we take, and then we get this. But have we... I feel like we lose material there. Or do we? Bishop takes f6. If they take back with the pawn or bishop, we can take with the fork. Maybe they should keep that bishop though, right? If we give this fork, they just move their king, and we take, and they take back. What's going on there? Does look promising though. Let's keep this in our back pocket. That knight f6 might be winning. Any other checks? Knight h6 just doesn't look good after bishop h6. Okay, captures. If we take on g6, does this make a difference? It does. Open f-file a bit with anticipation of like taking on f6. So maybe it's useful to throw in. Taking the knight does nothing, of course. Bishop takes f6 is what we've been looking at. And were there any threats? I think e5 was the only threat that looked potentially like something, but just pawn takes or even knight takes, I don't think there's anything. So it comes back to whether we want to go in for this. Does that actually improve our position? So starting with bishop f6, of course. Bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes. If bishop takes, knight takes, king f8, knight takes e8, king takes. I mean, we've got 2 pawns and a rook. Two pawns, a bishop, and a rook for 3 pieces. But I guess that king is weak as well. I'm not sure how good the knights really are at coordinating in the defense. I mean, I feel like it has to be this. I guess throwing in g6 doesn't feel like it's so critical. And it feels like maybe we should even wait on whether we want to, let's say, take or push or something. So, okay, I'm going to go with this. Okay, it is correct. My feeling would be knight g takes makes more sense. The knight on d5 is more secure, it's more central. So this would be the reasonable follow-up. Okay, and apparently it's correct, but this didn't make complete sense to me. King f8, now fg6, right? So, oh, now fg6. I mean, let's just double check that the knight takes rook is still winning. Knight takes e8, king e8. Yeah, and this is apparently better. Yeah, I was trying to make e5 work, because if the knight takes, then we take here, and if they take with the pawn, I wasn't so sure, but I guess the king is still very exposed. These kind of ideas are good. Yeah. Okay. So, and they want to just take. And I guess they don't have any time to move the rook or anything, because I guess we've got some nasty discoveries or taking on h7. Probably something there is winning. I don't know, let's say they play rook e7, what would be the instinct? I mean, at the very least, you've got knight d5 and knight takes rook, but you've probably got even better. I don't know what would be correct. Probably g takes h, right? That's probably best. If we move like rook e7, is g takes h winning? Yeah, okay. G takes h is winning, and they have to give up the rook. Okay, fine. So this is good. Okay, HG, Queen G4. Right. This looks very strong. Yeah. Okay. And white won. Very nice. Okay, let's see how people did for this one. Wow, lots of replies. So welcome Frizz, welcome Peter, and yeah, I should mention to the viewers, actually I met up with Peter yesterday for some training, so this was very good. Actually, Peter, you'll get a shout out in my next video. And actually, I'll ask you here in case you mind, because I just want to ask, like, the photo we took at the lunch. Can I use it in the video, or you prefer that your photo isn't on the internet? Just let me know. I was gonna send you a message, but then I forgot. So because I'll be editing it, like, I don't know, tonight or tomorrow or something. I just did like a recap video of like my tournament. I hope the sound situation has improved. Yeah, interesting that a lot of people were saying f takes g6 works, but it looks like, yeah, Axel Smith even mentions that it's just as good. So that's fine. Yeah, I just felt that you can throw in fg6 at any point. GF6. I don't know. I am also getting the letters confused the wrong way round. I don't know. Maybe you guys influenced this. Okay, nice will be famous. Sure, share the photo. Okay, now I need to remember to put the photo in. But okay, that sounds great. You know what? I'll even make a note of it, because otherwise I probably will forget. Okay. Hopefully that extra reminder will give me some hope of remembering. Welcome Pranay to the stream as well. How's it going? Okay, let's do the next one. Okay, so we've got Karpov against Korchnoi, their World Championship match in Bagoy City, which I believe is in Philippines. I might be wrong. But okay, we got Queen Rook Rook Knight against Queen Rook Rook Bishop. 1 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. Double check something. Okay. Okay, so where am I? Right, so we've got a lot of pressure on this file. The knight is also covering these escape squares. Let me open the window as well. Oh, it's gonna be so loud. It's already very loud. Okay, let me close it again. It's not worth it for how loud it is. Although given how loud the venue is, maybe it's good practice. But okay, so the queen and rook are on the line of the king. The knight is covering e7, g7. Our king is a little bit cut off, and there is some pressure, but it doesn't feel like black's pieces are too well coordinated. Like, they can't even play something like this. Fine. So, okay. Any loose pieces to worry about? No. Maybe we've got some back rank issues in terms of x-rays that we need to watch out for. Obviously, we've got this x-ray here. So, okay. What checks do we have? We do not have any checks. What captures do we have? We do not have any captures. What threats do we have? I guess moving this knight somewhere has some potential. Maybe also moving the knight to attack the bishop is a potential idea. Bringing in this rook to add pressure looks pretty good. any other candidates to think about? So, okay, let's start with a move like knight here, because we are actually threatening to go queen takes, bishop takes, rook takes with mate. So knight here. What if they just take us? Have we changed the situation? Not really. Okay, what about knight h6 with the same threat? We also cover g8, so they can't even play a move like rook here because this is still a checkmate. Knight here. If they defend like this, well then we just take the rook, so hold up. Okay, what about if they play rook g7 then? Maybe in this position now, rook here looks good. It's tough to say. I'm thinking knight here, if knight here, rook here, rook d7, what if they block like this? Oh, unless there's like queen a8. Could that be good? In that position, they'd be forced to block with the rook back. And do we have a follow-up? To be honest, I don't see one, unfortunately. I guess rook back, maybe we can play rook d8. With the point being, if they take our rook, then queen takes back and it's checkmate. And we're also hitting that rook. And they can't play a move like queen c6. And if they play a move like bishop d7... Is bishop d7 holding? So I'm saying knight h6, rook g7, rook d7 threatening mate, rook e7, queen a8, rook blocks, rook down, and then bishop d7 to try and hold. But maybe I can just take the bishop, and if you take my queen... Do I have enough? I don't have enough. Because when I take, they take, and now the king has this square. And I'm lost. I mean, could it not be knight h6? What about these other moves, like knight d4 or knight g7? If knight g7 just rook takes, and surely black is chilling. If knight d4, we do threaten that bishop. But maybe knight d4, they just play rook g7 as well. I guess knight takes e6. Even queen takes e6 is possible. So yeah, I think it must be just knight h6, rook g7, and then it's just a cleaner follow-up. Which I'm not spotting. Rook d7, rook e7. Maybe I can give a check and then force them to block, and then I have some follow-up here. Running out of time on this one. Knight h6. Knight 6, rook g7. If I get this one right, I'll share a nice story about this Karpov-Korchnoi match. Actually, it's the return match, which I have a story about. It's a nice one. It's definitely not knight d6. Knight d6, pawn d6. I don't see it. Knight 6, rook g7. Actually so washed. Rook d7, rook e7. I don't know how. I don't see a way to make another threat. That's the problem. Knight h6, rook d7, rook d7, rook e7. What checks do we have? We got rook 8, we got rook d8. What captures do we have? Rook d8, rook e8, queen a8, and we get bishop d7. Where's the win? Genuinely don't see it. Oh, maybe it's rook takes e8, bishop takes e8, and then rook e1? Can they defend? Oh, maybe that's it. I think that might be it. So just to say one more time. Knight 6, rook g7, rook d7, bishop can't take, rook e7. And then it doesn't matter. We can start queen a8, rook e8, rook d8. And then on bishop d7, we can just take, and on bishop takes, play rook e1. And then I think we win the bishop. Oh shit, they win our knight. But we threatened to win the bishop with checkmate. So then that's completely fine. Okay, yeah, this is winning. Okay. And what the hell was our follow-up? It was rook d7, right? It was rook d7. Rook b8. Okay, so I didn't consider this follow-up. I guess that prevents all of my checking ideas. And now also I can't just sack everything because they now have e8 as a square. Well, now my rook is under threat because they can... No, they can't take because I still... No, they can take. They can take. So what do I do? Wait, can I just do knight takes? For some reason, wait, why am I not able to just take on f7? Did I just believe my opponent? Because if they take, yeah, I can't take with the queen, but why can't I just take with the knight? So what's better? Surely knight takes is just completely winning then. If they try and take, then I just take. So knight takes... I guess knight takes, they can take my rook. But surely this doesn't work. I can make a discovered check, for instance. But to be honest, I actually want to put the knight on this side so that if king e7, then I've got queen check. Okay, does that actually win? And I give check here. What if they come this way? Oh my god, do I have to do some nonsense like queen d5 check? And if king h8, then I have the classic like knight check, but then he can sack his rook because he's already won a rook. It's so complicated. I just want something simple. So is this simpler? Just take with the rook. And if the bishop takes, then take with a knight. And then just say that we've got this huge discovery. But then what if they just move the king? It feels like it has to be lost, but it also feels risky. Like there might be like some single line to save the day. I mean, king g8, then I go knight h6. But then actually if I go knight h6, then they just take my knight and I'm probably lost. So okay, knight takes has to be winning. Bishop takes... I would like to see the follow-up in advance, though. I definitely feel like it should be winning. Knight check. I really want to prevent king e7, but is there a follow-up here? Are there any other checks that I'm missing? I mean, queen d5. King h8. Why do I not see it? Ah, this is so annoying. One of these is correct. Knight takes has to be correct, but I don't see the right follow up. Bishop takes. No. They take the rook. This is the critical line. Ah, what about blocking the rook so that if they come king e7, then I can play queen f8? And that's actually mate, because the knight covers e6. So I think knight here, bishop here, knight d8 check. Yeah, then that just wins. Okay, fine. Knight f7 is winning. I just needed to see this follow up. I wonder if this is only move. Knight d8. Yeah, knight d8 is the only move to be properly winning. Oh, let's go. And someone in chat mentioned rook takes f7. New person, Banter Blunder. Welcome, Banter. Let's see if rook takes f7 was also playable here. I preferred knight takes. Rook takes is still good, apparently. Hey, bishop takes, knight takes, and then king g8. This is what I was saying. I wasn't sure if there was like a complete follow-up here. But I guess if you see queen d5 and you see it to completion, then I guess that's fair. Queen d5, I guess you are threatening this whole... Oh, no, you're not, because they can take with this rook and cover this square with the other rook. So what is the point of this? What if they just, like, I don't know, bring their queen back? Knight d8. Oh, what? Oh, God. And queen d4. Oh, Jesus Christ. With mate like this. Wow. I mean, okay, if you saw all of that Banter Blunder, then I guess you can give yourself this. But I think, yeah, you need to see this and be confident with it. But yeah. Okay, some of you found knight d8. That's very good. Michael not even considering the forcing capture of rook e7. When was this? I don't remember. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the line that I was looking at. I think rook e7 was the line I eventually got to, but I realized I was probably very slow. Rook d7, rook e7. Ah, I didn't consider rook e7. Right. No, that's a fair point. I missed that this wins. Yeah, I was so fixated on this line, which I think also wins. Bishop d7 here is forced, I felt. Oh, rook e1. What did I say was winning? I think I was looking at takes. Bishop takes and rook e1 here. Wow, and I'm actually worse after queen c6. What a defensive move. That's incredible. And this is the story of how Michael blunders a winning advantage. That's brutal. Queen c6. If not for queen c6, then I'm winning. But this was the bane of my existence several years ago when I was trying to win my games like this. But yeah, no, it would have been nice if I could see this forcing move of rook e7. For some reason, I seem to remember being like, okay, what are my checks? Rook d8, queen a8. What are my captures? And somehow I didn't consider this for some reason. I don't know why. Which is why we're practicing, right? We're slowly getting a bit better. Okay, do I have time for one final one? I have time for one final one. Okay, let's squeeze in one final one, and then I gotta get going. Right. Okay, Karpov against Van der Wiel. White to play. So we've got queen rook knight against queen rook bishop. So we are a whole rook down. We've got 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 against 3. So okay, we've got 3 pawns for a rook. We've also got knight versus bishop. Our king looks a little bit rough, given that there's like some queen f1. Maybe there's some pressure on here. There's some pressure down here. Maybe they can bring their pieces in, but their king is even more exposed. Queen and rook involved. Also this potential for a queen. So we definitely want to be playing for mate in this situation. We've also got this pawn. That might be useful as well. So instinct is to promote just so that they don't have this as an escape square, where they actually use the pawn as an umbrella, as a shield. So, okay, if we promote to a queen and they take it with something, and then we throw in the check, then it might be something. But let's actually have our candidates. So what candidates do we have? We've got promote to queen. We've got check. We've got rook check here. We've got queen check, queen check, queen check. Also, were there any loose pieces? There was a loose piece here. Any X-ray pressures? I gotta keep a note of this very importantly. Okay, fine. So we got promote, we got check, we got queen checks here, we got rook checks. What I don't like about the queen check on any of these is that they can just take. They can just take this rook. Rook check here, they can just take as well. Not convinced. Yeah, queen b3 doesn't help. Okay, fine. So what about this idea that I had originally of promote and then try and do some follow-up? So let's start with this one. If they've got f8 or g8, if they go f8, then I can bring the queen in check. If they now go g8, then I can bring the queen in check. Now we go king h8 forced. And now I can go rook takes, queen takes, bishop block, queen takes, checkmate. Right? So, okay, if I promote... Okay, they don't have to take with this rook, but let's say they do. And we go check. This time, let's say they go king g8. But then I can just go rook takes, queen takes immediately, and bishop blocks, and then I got queen check and then mate. Okay, fine. And just to be thorough, if I promote and let's say they take with this rook and I go check, then again, I'm just taking on e8. So it looks like I just promote. Okay, they actually took with the worst rook. Did I miss something here? No, it's just mate in 2, so I don't know why. Oh, it's not, because they can go king g8, so that is careless of me. Check bishop blocks. I guess we just bring the queen in. Not completely clear, so actually, okay, I mean, there's nothing else in the position, so this has to be tried, but still, I miscalculated this. So rook takes e8, bishop f8, queen e6, king g7. So, okay, rook e8 needs to be played. Is there anything else? Okay, then we can just play rook e8. Okay, I'm not going to look at the right-hand side. I want to calculate this. So, if bishop f8, we either can take on f8 or we can play queen e6. So, if bishop f8, let's go queen e6, king g7. If queen f7, king h6. Queen f4 check is annoying. They could even go back to g7. So what? If bishop blocks, maybe we just go rook takes f8, king takes f8. You have to be very careful with this queen f1 as well. I don't see it. Bishop f8? Does checking on b3 make a difference? Like it shouldn't. Bishop f8, queen e6. King g7. Queen f7, king h6. I guess here, then I can just go rook takes f8 because I'm covering f1. And if the rook takes, I can actually ignore the rook and just go queen h7 checkmate. So maybe that's just winning because I'm up at knight. I mean, yeah, thank you, Axel Smith, for the attack decides. That's really, really helpful. Yeah, the attack decides, mate in 25. Like, genuinely screw yourself. Queen e6, king g7, queen f7, king h6 is what I said. And then I just said just take on f8. And okay, I'm glad to see that this is winning. Queen f1 is the only move. Yeah, and if they take, then I just ignore it and I just go queen h7. So I think, yeah, rook takes f8 is actually really, really nice. Okay, good stuff. Let me see how people did. Welcome to the new faces. Welcome, Josh. Patmatic Chess, haven't seen you here. Welcome. And how did people get on? Honestly, I can't make sense of all the variations. But I think I hope you guys got it. I mean, at least you know what the answer is. Okay, a lot of oh, some people saying g6 first. Or is that before e8 queen or after? I don't know. It's too confusing to follow. Right. Yeah, looks like I think I got these lines correct. Yeah, I remember calculating all the way till this mate. Okay, fine. Right, so I'm gonna go get some food. Always try and eat 2 hours before your match. I am playing probably the most underrated 2000 player in the country. He's on 4 out of 4 in this round robin, beating definitely not washed players at all. Other extremely strong players. So it's going to be a very tough game, but I will do what I can, and hopefully use some momentum from yesterday's win. And also, last comment to make is Jan, no more negative comments on my YouTube videos, otherwise I will remove your mod, and I hope I don't have to ban you as well. So, on that positive note, see you guys, good luck, and why am I saying good luck? Good luck to myself, and see you in the next stream. Okay, bye.